The karma of marriage. Why you marry, who you marry, Zen and Buddhist teachings. Imagine this: you meet someone and almost instantly it feels like you've known them forever. There's an unspoken connection, a bond that goes beyond words, beyond logic. You might even wonder, how is it that we're so drawn to each other? Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to think that the person you end up marrying might not be an accident at all? What if I told you there's a deeper spiritual reason behind why you marry the person you do? In this video, we're diving into a fascinating concept that many of us overlook when it comes to relationships: karma. We'll explore how the ancient teachings of Zen and Buddhism explain the spiritual forces at work in marriage. You might think that love, chemistry, and attraction are just about luck or chance. But what if they were part of a bigger picture, one shaped by actions and consequences from your past? We're talking about the idea that the person you marry might be part of your soul's journey, a connection that was destined to happen based on your past actions, both in this life and in previous ones. Think about it. Every choice you make, every action you take, creates a ripple effect that influences your future, even your relationships. In Buddhist teachings, this is known as karma, the law of cause and effect. But it's more than just the good or bad deeds of today. It's about a deeper understanding of how we interact with each other and the world around us, across lifetimes. So why do you marry the person you do? Is it fate? Is it destiny? Or could it be that your souls have crossed paths for a reason that goes beyond mere coincidence? Let's take a deep dive into how Zen and Buddhist teachings help us understand the true nature of marriage, and why the one you choose might just be the one your soul has been seeking. Stay tuned as we uncover the layers of karma that might be at play in your own relationship. Part 1. Understanding karma, the law of cause and effect. Let's start by talking about karma, a concept that's often misunderstood in the West, but plays a central role in Zen and Buddhist teachings. In simple terms, karma is the law of cause and effect. It's the belief that every action you take, whether good or bad, creates an energy that will eventually come back to you. It's not just about the big decisions you make, but also the small, everyday choices. Now, karma isn't just about punishment or reward. It's not a cosmic scoreboard keeping track of your every move. Instead, karma is about balance. Every action you take, every intention you have, creates ripples that influence your future, your experiences, and of course your relationships. In Buddhism, it's said that what you sow you will reap. So, when it comes to marriage, the person you marry is not just someone you meet randomly. It's someone whose karma intersects with yours. Here's where it gets interesting. Karma doesn't just affect your present life. It stretches across lifetimes. Think about it. What if the choices you made in past lives, the actions and decisions you took, are now influencing the relationships you form today? In this sense, marriage isn't just about finding someone to love. It's about finding someone whose karma aligns with your own. This is why certain relationships feel fated, as if they've always been meant to happen, while others feel like lessons or tests we must go through. The person you marry could be the result of unresolved karma from previous lives, or perhaps they are meant to help you heal, grow, or face certain challenges. So, when you meet someone and feel that deep connection, it's not just coincidence. It might be the energy of your past actions coming full circle, guiding you toward a person whose path has always been meant to intersect with yours. Part 2. The role of past lives in the choice of a partner. Let's go deeper. The idea of karma isn't just limited to our present lifetime. It stretches beyond that into our past lives. Yes, I'm talking about reincarnation. In Buddhism, we believe that life isn't a one-time deal. When we die, our consciousness moves on to a new body, but the lessons, unresolved emotions, and karma we've accumulated in previous lifetimes remain. So, what does this mean for our relationships today? Well, it means that the person you marry might not be someone you randomly meet, or just happen to fall in love with. They could very well be someone you've known before, someone you were once connected to in a previous life. Perhaps they were someone you had unresolved issues with, or maybe they were someone you shared an incredibly strong bond with. Whatever the case may be, your souls have crossed paths before, and now, In this lifetime, your connection is being reignited. Ever met someone and felt an overwhelming sense of familiarity? Or perhaps you've been in a relationship where everything just feels easy and comfortable, almost like you're picking up where you left off. That's karma at work. It's the universe's way of drawing you back to someone with whom you've shared a deep connection, even if you can't remember the details from the past. This connection isn't based on the physical world. It's spiritual, rooted in the energy of your past lives and the lessons you're meant to learn together in this one. Sometimes we're drawn to certain people because of the lessons we need to learn, the growth we need to experience. These aren't always the easy relationships. You might find yourself in a marriage that tests your patience, your empathy, your forgiveness. Why? Because your soul has unfinished business with that person. You might need to work through the emotional scars from a past life, or perhaps they are here to teach you something vital about yourself. Part 3. The spiritual purpose of marriage according to Zen and Buddhism. Now that we understand how karma influences our relationships, let's talk about the spiritual purpose of marriage itself in Zen and Buddhist philosophy. In many cultures, marriage is seen as a social contract, a partnership for raising children, or sharing resources. But in Zen and Buddhist teachings, marriage is viewed as much more than that. It's a path to spiritual growth. In Buddhism, everything is seen as interconnected. Every person you meet, every experience you have, is a reflection of your inner world. Your spouse, therefore, is not just someone you live with. They are a mirror of your own mind. They reflect back to you your strengths and weaknesses, your fears and your desires. Through your interactions with them, you're given the opportunity to see yourself more clearly, to grow, and to transcend the limitations of your ego. Marriage, in this sense, is an opportunity for self-awareness. Your partner's actions, words, and behavior serve as a reflection of your own karmic history. If you're in a relationship that feels challenging, it may be because your spouse is here to help you work through unresolved emotions, patterns, or traumas from your past. They are a spiritual guide, whether they know it or not. In Zen, we talk a lot about mindfulness and awareness. These teachings can be incredibly helpful in marriage. By being fully present with your partner, by practicing mindfulness in your interactions with them, you can gain deep insights into the nature of your relationship. Instead of reacting to your partner's behavior with frustration or anger, Zen encourages you to observe your emotions without judgment. This allows you to see where your own internal patterns are influencing the dynamic. Marriage, then, becomes a form of spiritual practice. It's not just about love or companionship. It's about using the relationship as a tool for enlightenment. It's about seeing through the layers of ego and attachment, and understanding that the ultimate purpose of marriage is to learn and grow together, to help each other heal and evolve on a deeper level. Part 4. How unresolved karma from past lives affects your marriage. As we continue to explore how karma shapes our relationships, let's delve deeper into something that can be quite challenging, but also incredibly transformative. Unresolved karma. The truth is, the person you marry might not just be someone you've met in this lifetime. They could be someone you've had a significant, perhaps unresolved relationship with in a past life. What does this mean for your marriage? It means that the dynamics you're experiencing in your relationship might not be entirely new. You might find yourself facing conflicts or patterns that seem to come up over and over again. These could be karmic echoes from a previous life. Maybe in a past existence you and your partner had a falling out, unfinished business, or unresolved emotional wounds that were never healed. Now in this lifetime, those same issues are being brought to the surface for healing. Think of it like this. You might marry someone who is deeply connected to your soul, but the connection isn't always smooth sailing. Instead of romance and harmony, you might experience tension, anger, or frustration. This is karma at work, pushing you both to confront and heal those old. Perhaps your spouse acts as a mirror, reflecting back to you aspects of yourself that you haven't fully dealt with. Consider the idea that you might be given the opportunity to heal and release the emotional baggage of past lives through your partner. Maybe it's a lesson in forgiveness, understanding, or letting go of resentment. When unresolved karma from past lives shows up in marriage, it can feel intense, but it's often a powerful catalyst for growth. By approaching your relationship with mindfulness and compassion, you have the chance to break free from these old patterns and evolve together. Part 5. The influence of karma in how we choose our partners. Now that we've explored how unresolved karma from past lives can influence your marriage, let's take a step back and consider how karma affects the very choice of a partner. It's not always as simple as finding someone who just feels right. In fact, there may be deeper karmic reasons behind the people you're drawn to and the ones you choose to marry. Buddhism teaches us that attraction isn't purely random. Often we are subconsciously drawn to people who help us fulfill unfinished karmic obligations. In other words, your attraction to someone might be based on a past life connection, whether it's a soul contract or a lesson that needs to be completed. Why do we sometimes feel magnetically drawn to certain individuals, even if they don't meet our usual checklist of ideal partners? Well, it's possible that your soul recognizes them from a past life, even if you don't consciously remember. This attraction is often karmically influenced, drawing you toward people who are part of your spiritual journey. On the other hand, we can also be repelled by certain individuals, and that's often karma at play too. If there's unresolved karma between you and someone else, you might feel an unconscious resistance toward them, even if they seem perfectly lovely on paper. Your soul might be trying to avoid facing certain lessons or uncomfortable truths. This is why relationships that feel challenging often turn out to be the ones with the greatest potential for growth. The friction in the relationship could be an opportunity for healing, for breaking old karmic patterns. So when you meet someone new, ask yourself, is there something familiar about this person? Do they bring up unresolved emotions or issues you've never dealt with? Or does the relationship feel easy, as if you're continuing an unfinished conversation from the past? These could be signs that karma is playing a role in your attraction, guiding you toward the partner your soul is meant to grow with in this lifetime. Part 6. How to recognize and heal karmic patterns in your marriage. Recognizing and healing karmic patterns in your marriage is not always easy, but it's a crucial step toward deepening your connection and spiritual growth. If you've been experiencing recurring issues with your partner, whether it's communication struggles, emotional disconnect, or the same arguments over and over, it's likely that these patterns are karmic in nature. So how do you recognize them, and more importantly, how do you heal them? Mindfulness and awareness. The first step to recognizing karmic patterns in your marriage is through mindfulness. This means paying attention to your thoughts, emotions, and reactions in the relationship without judgment. Notice when certain patterns repeat, especially those that trigger strong emotional responses. For example, do you often find yourself feeling frustrated or upset about the same issues? Are there particular behaviors from your partner that always seem to set you off? These emotional triggers are often connected to unresolved karma. Mindfulness allows you to step back from the drama and see the situation with clarity. Instead of reacting to your partner, you can pause and observe your own emotional responses. This shift in awareness gives you the power to break free from unconscious patterns and make more intentional choices about how you respond to your partner. Reflection and meditation. One of the best ways to uncover karmic patterns is through reflection and meditation. Take some time to meditate on your relationship and your partner. Ask yourself, what unresolved issues from my past might be showing up in this relationship? What lessons am I meant to learn? Meditation can help you access deeper layers of your subconscious where you might discover karmic influences you weren't previously aware of. Forgiveness and compassion. Karmic healing often requires forgiveness not just of your partner, but also of yourself. If there are emotional wounds from the past, it's essential to release any bitterness, anger, or regret. Holding on to these negative emotions only perpetuates the karmic cycle. Practice compassion both for your partner and for yourself as you work through these patterns. Remember, forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about freeing yourself from the grip of resentment. It's about letting go of the past so that you can move forward with a clearer heart and mind. Healing karmic wounds in your marriage takes time, but it's one of the most powerful ways to break free from old cycles and create a healthier, more loving relationship. Spiritual practices together. Finally, consider practicing spirituality together. Whether it's meditation, yoga, or simply engaging in mindful conversations, these shared practices can help you both become more attuned to the deeper lessons at play in your relationship.
By cultivating a shared sense of spiritual awareness, you can support each other in navigating karmic patterns and evolving together. Part 7. Karma and divorce. Is it part of the plan? When it comes to relationships, not all marriages are meant to last forever. This can be a difficult concept to come to terms with, especially in a culture that often views divorce as a failure. But from a karmic perspective, divorce can also play a significant role in your spiritual journey. In fact, it might not necessarily be a mistake or something that should be regretted. Instead, it could be the natural conclusion to a karmic lesson that has already been completed. In Zen and Buddhist teachings, we believe that relationships are not all, and that sometimes the purpose of a marriage is to learn, grow, and evolve together for a period of time. After those lessons have been learned, the connection might dissolve, making room for new opportunities for growth. In other words, your marriage might be a stepping stone on your spiritual path, one that helps you evolve into the person you're meant to become. If divorce happens, it may be because the karmic contract between you and your spouse has been fulfilled. Perhaps the lessons you needed to learn from one another have been completed and it's time to move on. Sometimes the best way to honor your past relationship is to let go and release any lingering attachments or negative karma. This allows both partners to heal and grow independently, free from the karmic bonds that once held them together. Divorce doesn't have to be seen as a failure. It can be an opportunity for spiritual growth, self-discovery, and new beginnings. Through mindful reflection and awareness, you can transform the experience into a stepping stone toward healing, understanding, and future happiness. Part 8. Embracing the teachings of Zen in marriage. Now that we've explored how karma shapes marriage, it's time to bring in one of the most transformative aspects of Buddhist and Zen philosophy: mindfulness. Zen teaches us to live in the present moment, to embrace each experience with awareness and acceptance. This practice is incredibly powerful in marriage, as it can help you shift your perspective on conflict, communication, and connection. One of the core teachings of Zen is the idea of equanimity, the ability to maintain a balanced, calm mind regardless of external circumstances. In marriage, this principle can transform the way you interact with your spouse. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration during difficult moments, you can approach the situation with a sense of calm, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Zen also encourages presence, being fully engaged in each moment rather than being distracted by past regrets or future worries. This practice can greatly enhance your connection with your partner, as it allows you to truly listen to them, to understand their needs and feelings, and to be fully present in your shared experiences. Whether you're having a conversation, spending time together, or even doing everyday tasks, practicing mindfulness in your marriage will help you cultivate deeper empathy, understanding, and compassion. Lastly, Zen teaches acceptance, not just of your partner but also of yourself. Marriage, like life, is imperfect. There will be challenges, disagreements, and misunderstandings along the way. But by practicing acceptance, you can let go of unrealistic expectations and embrace the imperfections that make your relationship unique. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior, but rather understanding that both you and your partner are on a shared journey of growth and healing. Part 9. Conclusion. Embracing the journey of marriage. As we wrap up this exploration of the karma of marriage, it's important to remember that marriage at its core is not just about finding a partner, it's about spiritual growth, healing, and evolution. From a Zen and Buddhist perspective, your marriage is not just a union of two people, it's a path towards self-awareness, compassion, and enlightenment. Your spouse is not just your companion, they are your mirror, your guide, and in many cases your teacher. Through the ups and downs, the joys and the struggles, your relationship serves as a reflection of your inner self, providing opportunities for deep personal growth. Whether you experience peace or challenges, every moment in marriage holds the potential to help you understand more about yourself and the world around you. By embracing the teachings of Zen, mindfulness, equanimity, and acceptance, you can transform your marriage into a powerful spiritual practice. Recognize the karmic lessons that your relationship offers and approach each challenge with awareness and love. Whether your marriage lasts for a lifetime or only for a season, understand that it is part of your greater spiritual journey, and that every connection, every lesson, is an opportunity to evolve into a more compassionate, loving person. So the next time you find yourself questioning why you married the person you did, or wondering if your relationship is truly meant to be, take a step back. Reflect on the deeper spiritual connections at play. Embrace the lessons, the growth, and the journey that your marriage offers, knowing that it is not just about the destination but the transformation that occurs along the way. Marriage is not just a karmic connection, it's a spiritual practice. Embrace the journey, trust in the lessons, and remember that everything, even love, is part of your path to enlightenment.